Simon Callow, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Now, I have to confess, I love a musical.
Yes.
But I haven't seen Anything Goes.
Oh, well, it's...
What am I in for?
A riot of pleasure, a tonic. You'll feel 20 years younger after it. It is a wonderfully joyful, celebratory, witty, rather romantic story of a classic kind. Think, a 1930s Hollywood comedy with a genius score.
Well, we know the songs, regardless of the show. I know the songs.
Yeah.
For you doing this show, how much did you know about it before you went into it? Are you tired at the end of every night?
First of all, I'll tell you that I first saw Anything Goes in London in 1968.
Wow.
And it is... it's from 1934, and it's been done more or less continuously since then. It's along with Kiss Me Kate. It's Cole Porter's masterpiece. The book was originally by P.G. Wodehouse, but in fact, he reckoned that only 3 lines written by him remained in the show by the end. But it's a clever construction. It's a brilliant piece of farce in a way, interspersed with romance. And the songs, likewise, range from the faintly bawdy to the very, very witty to the deeply romantic. It's been machine-tooled over the years in all its many revivals, written and rewritten and re-rewritten, till the point that it's arrived at today of being an absolutely flawless piece of theatre, and of musical theatre at that. The characters are all witty, a little quirky. It's everything you love in movies of the 30s from Hollywood is in this show. And the score, and particularly the musical arrangements in this version, are staggeringly good. There's a 15-piece orchestra, and they are among the best players in Britain. Absolutely phenomenal jazz trumpeter, fantastic sax players. It's just absolutely wonderful. And the arrangements do exactly what the choreography does, which is to build and build and build and build, so that you're forced onto your feet by the end of almost every number. It's just, there's one number, which is, it's quite hard to stop the audience from applauding. They don't want to stop applauding. They want to go on applauding, and we let them on the whole. But no, it's great. It's an absolutely life-enhancing experience.
Well, you've sold me.
Good.
It was funny to say that I haven't seen a musical like this, and I'm glad that I'm going to get to experience you doing it in the Bord Gáis Theatre. But for you doing theatre every night, what's easier, making a major motion picture or doing a 2-week run of a musical theatre show like this?
Well, they're so utterly, utterly different because, of course, apart from anything else, if you're making a movie, you're making it often not in sequence, but you shoot a scene, you may shoot it several times, and then you don't do it again. You move on to the next scene, you put it away from you. Whereas what we're doing is to do the same thing every night. And the challenge and the excitement is to make it absolutely new and fresh for every audience that sees it. And curious enough, I have worked with actors who said, well, it's a matinee, I'm not going to really do, give it everything.
Really?
And you say, you're mad, because it's much more exhausting not doing it. Wow. If you do it, and do it properly, then you get energy back. So it is tiring, but it's actually exhilarating as well. You feel it's quite long, the show. I mean, it's because it's packed with these fabulous songs, but it's quite hard to find somewhere to eat at the end of the show.
So where do you draw this energy from, though, for every night on stage like this?
Well, I mean, the material contains its own energy, and I'm, pretty energetic by nature, so it's not hard. That's not a problem. The thing is to land it so that the maximum pleasure and maximum wit and fun can be got out of it. And the show grows all the time, so not in length, but it gets deeper. We keep finding new things, new laughs and so on. It's great.
And Simon, you've got an extensive body of work, which I can only be fascinated by the fact that the fans and the people who admire your work are probably on the spectrum of everywhere. From Hawkeye, you've got your comic book fans, perhaps. I don't know whether you've done a Comic Con yet or anything like that, but you'd have those types.
Yes.
Then you've got the Four Weddings people who would have loved that film and everything, and then a musical theatre crowd. They're all very different pools that those people would swim in.
Yeah.
And they all love you and your work. And what is it, I guess what I'm trying to say here is, what is the most common thing that comes back to you from
Out of all those things? It's just storytelling.
Yeah.
In the end, it's storytelling, all of it. And the different kind of stories that I have to tell. I mean, I've done a lot of one-person plays, and, for example, one of them's about Wagner. Well, I don't know that many of the people who come to see Anything Goes will want to see that show, but I like to believe that actually, if they did, they'd find the same thing, which is an extraordinarily riveting story about Wagner. Yeah. Or Dickens, or Oscar Wilde, or all the many people whose lives I've celebrated. But it's always about this extraordinary phenomenon of getting people desperate to know the next thing that's going to happen in the evening. And that's wonderful. The sensation of that for an actor is the best thing on earth. It's better than applause. It's better even than laughter. It's just that feeling of people, their hearts beating in time with each other and just hanging on to everything you have to say. That's great.
Well, I hope you keep acting, and I hope you get that laughter and that applause, regardless of whether you need it or not, with Anything Goes at the Bord Gáis Energy Theatre. I look forward to seeing it, and thank you.
Thank you, Clint.